What's going on, guys? Kyle here with Hoplite Defense, back out here on the range bringing you another drill. Today's drill is going to be a bit of a prototype. I've never run it live. I've run it a few times dry, made some tweaks to it, and I think I have something figured out here. But we'll run it live together and you guys can let me know what you think. And if all goes well, I'll post up some of the target materials needed so you guys can take it out to the range and try it out for yourselves. So real quick, let's talk about how we have ourselves set up here. I'm standing at the 7-yard line, and downrange we have 3 target stands about 2 to 3 yards apart. On the left and right of the center target, we have a man-sized silhouette. In this case, we have the VTAC targets. And in the center, we have what is essentially an entire deck of cards printed out as a target, laid out in the middle. No, we're not going to shoot the entire deck of cards because ammo is crazy and we'd probably be here for a really long time. Up here we have a deck of cards, and we're going to be using this deck of cards to draw, and it's going to help us identify what we need to be doing on each iteration. So how we're going to run this drill is I'm going to start at 7 yards facing uprange. I'm going to draw one of those cards from my deck, and depending on what that card is, we're only worried about value and color. We're not worried about the suit of the card. We're worried about the value and the color. If we get a red card, we're going to turn to our right. If we get a black card, we're going to turn to our left. Let's say that we get a red 7 or 7 of hearts. I'm going to start my timer. When I get the beep, I'm going to turn to my right, engage the target that was over my right shoulder when I was facing up range, transition to the middle. I'm going to find all 4 7s. I'm going to look for all 4 of them. I'm going to find my first one, identify it depending on what the color of the card was. Let's say our first card was a 7 of hearts, a red 7, then we are going to need to break that shot on that red 7, transition to our right, break a shot on that man-sized silhouette, transition back to the middle, searching for our next 7. Let's say we find the 7 of clubs, a black 7. We're going to shoot that 7 of clubs, transition to the left because the card was black, and shoot our left side silhouette, transitioning back to the middle to look for our next 7, and continuing this until we found all 4 and ending on a man-sized silhouette target. So the purpose of this drill is to work on our transitions while also getting out of 2 assumptions that are commonly made in drills on the range. We often assume that we have positive identification, so we don't have to worry about getting it, which is a no-go in real world. And we also assume that we have perfect alignment with that target. What we're trying to do here is to negate both of those assumptions. We're going to need to turn and get alignment with those targets, hopefully aligning well enough that we can engage all 3 without having to do too much manipulation of our base. And then we are going to also need to lower our rifle to at least the level where we can see hands if they were down by our waist. We need to lower that rifle or whatever platform we're using low enough to that we can identify and scan with our eyes and our head, right? We can keep our gun out, but we also need to be scanning with those eyes and that head. It's going to require that we see fast and we think fast. So let me go ahead and run it and we'll see how this goes. Remember, this is my first time running this, so we'll figure it out together. All right, so 6 of clubs, black 6, turning to our left, looking for 6s. Stand by. All right, well, that was iteration 1. We ran into our reload early, got that taken care of, gun topped off, and kept on going. So we can already tell that we made 1 error. On my last shot, I shot the 6 of clubs, the card we drew actually, and instead of transitioning to the left the way I supposed to, I transitioned to my right. So good example of processing what we're seeing and determining what it requires of us to do. So let's go ahead and keep running it. I kind of like that. We have the Queen of Spades, black queen, turning left. Stand by. Oh. All right, that's really tough. Whenever you start finding those targets, the cards that you've already shot, and you have to go back and find those other ones. I'm liking this drill so far. Let's keep it going. Two of spades. Two of spades. Turning left, looking for twos. Stand by. Yeah, those cards get hard to find. One important thing to keep in mind, on my first iteration and second iteration, I had a few times when that rifle came down so I could search for my target, and my gun stayed on fire. We need to make sure that if our sight is not in between our dominant eye and that target to where we can see our dot, then that gun needs to be on safe. So we corrected it and we're gonna keep on going here. Let's do one more. Our King of Hearts. Red King turning right. Stand by. There we go. Yeah, I'm liking that. So far, so good. Let's do it again. Four of diamonds. Turning right, looking for fours. I don't have an extra magazine on me, so if I run dry on this one, we're switching to the pistol. Red fours, turning right, looking for fours. Stand by. Oh, and I just said that. All right, guys, well, that was the man card drill right there. I had a lot of fun with it. It was a lot of fun. It's very challenging. Really makes you stay on your toes, look for those targets, manipulate that safety. Always remember to manipulate that safety, get that gun out of your way. Really good drill. It requires a lot of us. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and maybe I'll post up those targets so you can run it yourself. Have a good one.